Yes, and I just have to put this up for the Charles Hall fans because I really do get some personal attacks about Charles Hall. If you ask Grok, are Charles Hall's UFO books fiction? Charles Hall Millennial Hospitality series is officially classified as fiction. The first book in the series explicitly states it's a quote fictional account, end quote, inspired by his experience as a U.S. Air Force weather observer. He later claimed the stories are based on true encounters with extraterrestrials called tall whites, but the books are published and marketed as science fiction or speculative fiction, and no verifiable evidence has been provided to reclassify them as nonfiction. Therefore, they are considered fiction. So
They are,
please
yeah,
call me an idiot for believing what AI is neutrally saying
yeah.
about these fiction books that no verifiable evidence has been provided to classify them as otherwise.
Well, and I think so. He's saying yes, it's technically a fictional book, but they're based on real events. So, um, and I don't know if that's the same for. I'm going to check here as well. Classified as fiction. Let's check one more, and then I'll tell you which one I'm checking because I think I heard somebody tell me this one was classified as fiction as well.
Lou
Um,
Elizondo's, right?
yeah, is
Yeah,
that the one? Is it
it
fiction?
could be. I heard that as well.
Okay, yes. So, is Imminent classified as fiction? Yes, it is officially classified as fiction. It is being released as a novel fiction for legal and clearance reasons. So Elizondo stated that it is rooted in reality. So it's the same thing as Charles Hall, right?
Yeah.
It's technically classified as fiction, but it's a game of semantics. It's like, okay, well, to get the book out and to be able to get some of these things, it's almost like when he's going through DOPSR,
Right.
DOPSR, that is the document
But
review
Hall
board.
has not gone through Dobser. And
Okay,
I've never heard one person back. The only person that's backed up Hall is what's his face from who the hell is it? The guy that said he was going to do an interview and backed out.
Jesse Michaels,
No, the guy that was going to do an interview with you and then backed out from.
Jason Sands.
Yes, he's the only one that didn't have direct information about Charles Hall, but he referenced Charles Hall as credible, where no other person of credibility has said that about Charles Hall, to my knowledge.
Yeah,
But,
and I mean, you
anyways, I
know,
just hold a grudge over Hall for backing out of his interview with me. So that's where he lost it with me. I'm sorry. Even after I bought his damn books, which I didn't. After reading the books, he's putting himself over way too much as Superman to take him.
yeah.
Although
Now,
they all
see,
do. They all put themselves over like Superman, don't they?
maybe he's not a wrestling fan, and he was just afraid you were going to ask him about wrestling.
Yeah. You know what? I am putting together a book, and I will say this because I read all these wrestler book and alien books, and all these people put themselves like they're the greatest ever. My book is going to be a fair account of the good, the bad, and the ugly.
There you
I
go.
don't, because I even Lou Elizondo. I mean, I like his book, but like
Hmm.
he's done nothing wrong ever in his book.
Yeah, yeah, and well, and that's where I think like if he goes through Dobser and they can control that, I don't know if they can, but if they can tell him, look, you either you cut all these things right here, 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 and here that you're saying out, or B, you leave them in, and you're going to have to say the book is fiction. I mean, that's the way I think that would go down. It's like, okay, I want to say this really wild thing, Department of Defense. Can I say it? No. Okay, well, how can I say it the easiest way? Classify your book as fiction. You can say whatever the hell you want because then it's just it's fiction, right? It's whatever story you want to come up with. The Department of Defense does not, look at your situation to go write a fictional book as, some matter of national security. You want to go write all the fiction novels you want, that's fine. So um, that's definitely interesting. And I'm glad you bring up that point, because I didn't really think about that until you brought up the point about Charles Hall's book. And then it seemed like you or someone else had told me about Elizondo's imminent book as well being fiction. And I kept hearing this stuff, and I'm like, I need to start paying attention to that more. Now I'm wondering if so let's check
UFOs and Nukes is classified as nonfiction, though, and that's a great book. UFOs and Nukes, Hastings. It's classified. I'm looking at it now. It's classified as nonfiction. So and that's like a 23-hour book, which I would highly recommend to people. And he's a hard one to get for an interview too, but he's doing it based on declassified reports and interviews with former military personnel or active ones that are allowed to talk about these certain situations for whatever reason. But it's and UFOs and Nukes, by the way, Robert Hastings, it's not about his own experience, really. It's about his research, even though he was in the military.
It's his research.
For a while.
He's talked to a lot of people.
So he's not putting himself over in this as like, oh, I'm the greatest. I did this, and this. Because Charles Hall, if you read he talks about beating people up. He talks about what a genius he is and his proton theory. Like, it's really a lot to take in when you actually read Charles Hall's book about.
Charles Hall said he beat people up?
Yes. What a great fighter he was, and so forth. Yeah,
I've watched a lot of Charles Hall's interviews. That dude don't look like he would fight nobody.
Yeah, well, trust me, read his book. It's quite nauseating, actually. And it's one of the things that makes it uncredible, because it's not like Robert Hastings, which is like neutrally reporting on stuff. He's taken the time to like, oh, I'm the only one that could last out there with the aliens. Everyone else was scared. I don't